had told me that I'd be on this stage right now as one of the top entrepreneurs in the space, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But now that I look back at my life, it actually kind of all makes sense. I didn't have a roadmap, I didn't have a blueprint, and I was entering a space that was not built for me. When we build things, it doesn't mean anything if it's not rooted in purpose. Instead of just opening up dispensaries, how do we build brands that make true cultural impact? Instead of just waiting for laws to change, how do we position ourselves to become the ones that lead the policy conversation? I don't want to just make money in cannabis. I want to make sure to give everybody the tools to begin their wealth building journey so they can become the world's next innovators and leaders. This industry is certainly not waiting on permission to grow and be great. If you ask me or my mom, neither should you.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Women Grow Summit. I'm so excited. I'm about to go on stage. I'm going to be talking about my journey, what it was like building Mary & Main, and why I'm so excited about me building a legacy. I'm talking about cannabis going mainstream and how now is the time to get on. And I'm just super excited. This talk, I believe, is really inspirational. So I'm excited to share.
Right.
You had told me that I'd be on this stage right now as one of the top entrepreneurs in this space, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But now that I look back at my life, it actually kind of all makes sense. You see, my parents made sure that I was trained for greatness. I did pageants, dance competitions, etiquette classes, mock interviews, you name it. Don't even let me think about bringing home anything less than a B, okay? My parents would not have had it. But as stressful as all of that is, or was, I now realize that all of those experiences were shaping me into the entrepreneur that I am today. When I first entered the cannabis industry, I became known as the youngest Black woman to own a dispensary in the United States. Thank you. I didn't have a roadmap, I didn't have a blueprint, and I was entering a space that was not built for me. But what my mom always taught me was how to move through rooms with intention, how to command respect, and how to never wait for permission to grow and be great. And let me tell you, nothing actually prepares you for the realities of being in this industry. The roadblocks, the stigma, the ever-changing regulations. But what I've had to learn is how to pivot, adjust, and keep it pushing. But what I've really learned through all of this is that when we build things, it doesn't mean anything if it's not rooted in purpose. So when I first entered this industry and became known as the youngest Black entrepreneur, I think that I thought that it would give me a pass or something like that. I realized that I was changing the game. I was changing the narrative. And, of course, I opened it to create a space where entrepreneurs could thrive and also where we could educate our community and, of course, to sell some weed. But I realized I hit a roadblock, okay? I was one of the few entrepreneurs or Black entrepreneurs in the space, and that really didn't sit right with me. So I launched Legal and Licensed, which is a community that allows for entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs, to have the tools, resources, and connections that I never had. I'm so excited about it. And now I'm on my way to building something great. But you know what I really realized too, as one of the only Black entrepreneurs in this space, we're facing a lot, right? We all see the rollbacks happening right now with DEI throughout our government, throughout large corporations like Target, even throughout our sports systems with the NFL removing racism from our end zones, right? How crazy. But what we might not realize is cannabis is also at a crossroads. This industry is worth billions of dollars. However, Black ownership is still less than 2%. And let me tell you, mainstream brands are also getting into the space. This is something that we can't wait to do. How many of us are actually set up to win on the same level as a LVMH or a Nike or a Whole Foods? Look, cannabis is going mainstream whether we like it or not. The question is, are we going to be the ones leading the way? Let's look at what's already happening. So we have celebrity brands in the industry, right? What about Seth Rogen's houseplant brand that's infusing home decor and lifestyle products into cannabis? We have beauty and wellness brands quietly adding THC and CBD to their product lines. But where do we fit in? Let it be known that cannabis is already making moves. Cannabis is already mainstream, right? So if we want to be a part of this industry, we have to work now to create the tools and resources, because here's the truth, nobody else is going to do it, okay? So the real truth is, if we want to do this, we all have to identify our North Star, that thing that keeps us going when the industry wants us to quit. So we need to think bigger, right? Instead of just opening up dispensaries, how do we build brands that make true cultural impact? Instead of just waiting for laws to change, how do we position ourselves to become the ones that lead the policy conversations? Instead of waiting for a seat at somebody else's table, how do we build the industry powerhouses that partner with the same luxury and wellness and entertainment brands that are shaping culture today? Okay? And this isn't going to be done by accident. It's going to be done when we start thinking like industry leaders and not just business operators. So it's a difference between being in the industry and leading the industry. Operators, they just focus on the day-to-day, you know, the things that keep the lights on, the next sales report, the next regulation change. But industry leaders, they zoom out. They look and they ask themselves, how does my brand impact the world? Okay? So now that we're looking at that and we're figuring out how we impact the world, we all have to identify our North Star, that thing that keeps us going when the industry does everything to make us quit. For me, my North Star has always been to build a legacy. So, you know, when I became the youngest Black woman to own a dispensary, I think I thought that gave me some type of like get out of jail free card or something, but it didn't. I still experienced the same issues of overregulation, partnership, and banking issues, all of the things, and I really had to ask myself, am I here just to open up stores and build a business, or do I want something bigger? When I launched Legal and Licensed, it's because my North Star was clear. I don't want to just make money in cannabis. I want to inspire the next generation. I want to make sure to give everybody the tools to begin their wealth building journey so they can become the world's next innovators and leaders. I don't want to just win. I want to make it impossible for the next generation not to. I want to create something impactful for my community, and I want to create something that will outlive me. So, as we enter this next era of cannabis, I'll leave you with this one question. Are you here to just build a business, or do you want to impact the future of cannabis? You know, empires are not built overnight. They require vision, consistency, and resilience. This industry is certainly not waiting on permission to grow and be great. If you ask me or my mom, neither should you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Hope.